Hi! This might have been the hoodie that I wore in the last video, and I don't really care because I'm clearly... Yes, we are in a new setup. This is not going to be permanent. It's like 9 o'clock right now. That's a lie. It's like 6, but it feels like 9 because it's dark as fuck. Anyway, yeah, so I just have to be in here because I have to use a lamp as my lighting because I can't use the sun because, like, it's dark. Okay, you get the point. And yeah, I look like absolute trash, like more than I normally do. I don't know what's going on with my hair or whatever, but like, it's cool. You know, I might just get sick of looking like this and like take my hair down and stuff, but like for now, it's a look and I'm living, breathing, and dying for it. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I was lying. I'm not gonna go with that. This is somehow a downgrade from before, but I just went back and watched one of the clips and like actually saw how fucking nasty I looked. Mood. So we're just gonna go with the basic nasty rat ass hair and go with that. Okay, yeah. So I think that's all I really have to say. Today's video is gonna be kind of different than just a story time. I mean, that is a lie. It's basically just another story time, but like kind of not. Like I'm slowly but surely moving the direction of different content and not just story times, but like in a way that's like first is all those weird tutorials and shit, and now it's just story times because that's all I know how to do cuz like I'm literally unoriginal as fuck. But with that being said, this is not entirely just like the time I da da da. Like this is different. This is content. Like I'm kind of struggling to like even begin to describe like what exactly I would classify this video as. It's kind of like a rant, but like a story time, like multiple story times, but like yeah. Let's just stop trying to describe what this video is and just get right into it. Like in summary, what this video is and what this video is about is just like my school and the crazy shit that goes down and the crazy ass people. Pretty much every single human watching this like goes to my school because I'm irrelevant. And like the only people left on this channel are like my friends that just want to give me views because they love me. So like if you go to my school, which you probably do, you know that whack ass shit happens like every single day. And if I were to come on here and tell the story of every single time that something fucked up and crazy happened at my school, this video would literally be never ending. So for everyone's patience, I'm just gonna narrow it down to 3 stories, kind of the ones that have always just like stuck with me and basically just the wildest of the wild. Oh yeah, let's just fucking get right into it, shall we? All right, number 1. And I'm gonna do these in chronological order too, so there's that. So this takes place like 7th grade sometime. It was like around the beginning of the year. And this took place in my Spanish class last year. And if you were in my Spanish class, 8th hour Spanish with Miss Carr, you know that class was wild. Like literally insane. I could deadass probably make a whole video of just telling stories from like that class. But like this is just like above everything else that happened. Like I literally tell people this story all the time. Like it makes me die laughing every single time that I like even think about it. But it started out as just like another day in Spanish class, you know. I was just like chilling, just sitting there. At the time, he like dropped out later on, but at the time there's this kid who sat like a seat like behind and to the side of me. His name was like Caleb, if I can remember correctly. I think he was a 9th grader last year. So, yeah. And I would just describe him as like one of those kids, you know? Like he like didn't talk to anyone. He'd always just like sit there, like he didn't do his work. He would just like sit there like fucking school shooter mode. So it was just like another day in Spanish, you know, I was just sitting there and I hear this kid making like groaning sounds behind me. So I turn around. This guy has 3 pens, a red one, a black one, and a blue one. and he's holding the black one and the red one in this hand and the blue one in this hand, and he's just like going ham on his face. He's making like weird like Indian symbols, it looks like all over his face and stuff, while like making weird groaning sounds and like drawing all over his fucking face. I don't know if he's trying to perform some sort of like religious ceremony in Spanish class or something, but he was up to something. So he's just like doing that, and I'm like I don't know why people weren't looking at him. Like, I seem to be the only one looking at him. I think everyone else was just like too scared to even make eye contact with this kid. But like, as he's drawing on his face and shit, the blue pen pokes him in the eye. He starts like screaming and crying because like he poked himself in the eye. He starts like rubbing his face, like rubbing his eyes, and like all the tears from his eyes are like going all over his face and shit. So like now the ink is all over the place. Now more ink from like him rubbing it is getting in his eyes. He starts like screaming and crying louder, like he's screaming at this point. He's like going crazy, he's losing it. And it's just like a vicious cycle, because like the more he rubs his eyes to get the ink out, the more tears, so the more ink is gonna get in his eyes from him rubbing his face. And like now there's just a fuck ton of ink in his eyes. So like he runs out of the classroom. I'm pretty sure it was, like, after this that, like, I never saw him again. Like, I never even saw him at school or anything. I'm not even sure if it's a him or not. He's just mysterious fellow. I don't know. Yeah, like basically that's it. That's all there is to that first story. Just some crazy kid in my Spanish class decided to poke himself in the eye with a pen and start screaming and crying and, like, throwing a fit. So, yeah, there's nothing else to it. That's it. I feel like that story is, like, so fucking hilarious yet so oddly anticlimactic, because, like, nothing really came out of it. It's just, like, this guy in my Spanish last year decided to draw on his face, poke himself in the eye, throw a fit over it, and then, like, never be seen again. So, yeah, number 2. Okay, now, this is the story of the time I almost died. Probably low-key just gonna title this video, like, the time I almost died, just for, like, major clickbait. Like, I'm kind of joking, but, like, at the same time, I'm kind of not. Like, you'll get it. Now, I'm gonna real quick just, like, give some background on this kid, because just him as a person is wild as fuck. And this specific story of, like, when he tried to kill me isn't, like, super interesting in itself. So, like, I'm just gonna give you, like, the rundown of, like, this guy. So in my math class last year, he tried to choke some guy to death. Like, I'm exaggerating when I say to death, but, like, he was literally choking some kid in my math class. And, like, I was basically the only one to see it. Like, Miss Walsh was in there. She didn't even notice it. Like, literally this guy was choking someone. And, like, everyone acted like it was normal. Like, oh, yeah, this is, like, it's whatever. It's just another day in math. Like, am I the only one witnessing, like, a potential murder? There was that. And then there was the time that he straight up just, like, clobbered some guy in the temple for touching his hair. Like, after I say that, like, half the people watching this are gonna know who I'm talking about. And, like, it's whatever, because I feel like he doesn't really care. Like, I say that now, but knowing the kind of person he is, he's probably gonna try to kill me again. But yeah. Anyway, my personal experience, we were, like, outside. It was, like, during lunch, and you know how, like, everyone goes outside and stuff to, like, do what the fuck ever. There's, like, this little area outside. If you go to my school, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there's a rail, and it's essentially just, like, a pit. It's, like, 30-ish feet down, I think. I can't measure. And it's just, like, a little pit. I don't really know what it's for. It's just, like, there. I was just, like, in a little group of people, you know, and some people were, like, playing football, and the football went down into the little pit, and this other kid had to go down and get the football. So I grabbed Mr. Anger Issues, you know, the one who, like, choked the guy and punched the guy, him. I grabbed his sweatshirt, and I was, like, dangling it over the edge of the little pit, and everyone's like, you won't, no balls, like, drop it, huh? So, and he's like, if you drop it, I'm gonna throw you over the edge. And I was like, oh, bet. And then I, like, dropped the sweatshirt into the pit. And, like, the normal reaction would be, like, going down and getting your sweatshirt, or, like, telling the kid that's already down there getting the football, like, hey, dude, grab my sweatshirt. But no, instead, this guy decides to go through with his word and dead ass tries to throw me into the pit. Like, when I say pit, it makes it kind of sound like it's a little like dugout with it's like dirt and stuff. Like, this is like 30 feet down and it's straight concrete. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, you're overreacting. Like, he was probably just joking around. Like, people do that a lot. Like, no, he was full force, like, grabbing me and trying to throw me over the edge. I was not playing around. I was screaming, like, for my life. Like, I was trying to escape. And if it weren't for the teacher coming over and being like, hey, what's going on here? Like, I probably would have been thrown over the edge. So, you know, we love that. I love that for me. Like, that's always fun. Almost dying. But, like, we're still friends and stuff. But he tried to kill me. So, yeah. Okay. So, the last story happened not that long ago, probably like 2.5 weeks ago. And I have first hour gym class. So, we were just like playing a little game or whatever, and just like, I kind of forgot what it was, but that's not really important. And in the gym, you know, there's like those bleachers, and like kids like go behind them all the time and just like screw around. So one kid, he didn't want to play the game, so he decided to just like squeeze himself back in like behind the bleachers. Like me and my friend, we saw him back there and we like laughed about it, but like didn't really think anything of it. Like, obviously we figured like he got himself in there, like he's fine, like he'll get out. So I go about the rest of my day like normal, just like leave gym. I thought he got out, honestly. I thought he got out. End of the day comes around, it's like the bell rings after 8th hour, and I have to go to the gym to go to the locker room and get my gym clothes to like bring them home and wash them. And you will never fucking believe who was still behind the bleachers. Yeah. And like, he wasn't even concerned about it. Like, he wasn't screaming or anything. Like, I guess he was just chilling. He missed the whole day. He was just like back there, just hanging out. Wasn't really concerned about it. I mean, I don't think he got stuck. I think he just didn't feel like going to class, and like that's a whole mood. In conclusion, he went back behind those bleachers first hour because he didn't want to play the game, and stayed there for like 7 more hours, and was still just hanging out back there after 8th hour. And like, I still don't know if he was stuck or what. I mean, I'd assume not, because like he'd probably like scream or something. But like, how? Honestly, how do you like sit behind these bleachers for the whole day? A, how does nobody see you or find out you're back there? B, like, sis, like, what? Like, how do you not like get claustrophobia sitting back there for like X amount of time? Yes, there's always the possibility that he like went back to the gym after 8th hour and went back there for some reason, because it still is like, how do you not get caught and stuff back there for the whole day? But then again, why would you come back to the gym? And it doesn't make sense, but in my mind, I've come to the conclusion that he was back there the whole day. I think that does it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna keep the outro short and sweet, because this video is gonna be an ass to edit already. So yeah, like, subscribe, love you, bye. That was really cringy. I hate myself.